And you guys listening to this all afternoon, you're like, that's good. But what's wrong with me? See, guys, it's really, really easy to get depressed in our business. Just what you want to hear this afternoon, right? Don't worry, I'll bring you back up. See, guys, the way to get depressed in our business is to compare your success to the success of others. And it can be really impressive. Here, let me give you an example. All of you team leaders, I know you guys are all depressed because you're not a director. All the directors are depressed because you're not an MD. All you MDs, don't look at me like that. I know you're all depressed because you're not a vice president. All you VPs, don't sit there like that. I know you're crying when you're home alone. You're all depressed because you're not regional. All you regionals, you guys are all depressed. I'm depressed because all I have to do is look at the success of the national vice presidents. Now, all you MVPs, you will sit there so smug, and you're like, yeah, but I know you're crying at home. I know you're all depressed because you compare your success to that of the presidents. Now, Lori and Wolfgang, they get depressed. I know it's hard, but they get depressed because all they have to do is compare their success to the success of Jay Donovan. Now, Jay, he doesn't get depressed. It stops right there with Jay. Right? See, guys, Jay is so successful. He's got like $11 million worth of change on his dresser. Don't compare your success to the success of others. Compare your success to the goals that you set for yourself. But when you hit a goal, we're going to celebrate it for about, how long, my team? 27 seconds. 27 seconds is all we celebrate. Congratulations. Boom. We got work to do. Celebrate that success. But then set another one. Set another one and set another one. Guys, understand that success and failure are on the same road. Success is where? Just a little further down. Stay on that road until you find that success. All right, you guys ready to get this afternoon going? All right. Listen, if there was any time for a boost patch after eating and everything, it might be that time because, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome once again the CEO of the SuperPatch company, Mr. Jay. Lunch down in the way. Everybody enjoy lunch? How great have the speakers this morning been? John Maxwell? Okay, so listen carefully. I'm talking to every MD, every director, every team leader, talking to every senior associate talks in this building right now. You need to get the VP right away. Right away. You're going to get a year of mentoring from the best, greatest, most established leadership development guru in the world. He's written more books than most people have read. Sorry. Okay?
I've read most of his work, and I'm telling you it's transformative. And that's my investment in you. It's for you. Because I know the potential in each and every one of you is the same potential that was in me. Potential is not created. Potential is revealed. Potential is polished. Potential is sometimes deep in the dirt. You have to dig and find it and find it. Like, oh my God, I have something. You all have it. Trust me. If I have it, you got it. I come from humble beginnings. I was born in the desert. A house and a thatched mud roof. No work. Never got it. Humble. Okay. So I came to Canada in 1973, 3 years old. My dad lived in the UK and Canada, and so then we immigrated over. My parents bought the first house that same year in 1973 in Toronto, Canada, close to the core of the city. My dad tells me they paid $34,000. I think it's worth a few $1 million now. He sold it at the wrong time. But this is the home that I call home. But when Mom got sick and she couldn't work, Mom was a seamstress at the Levi's factory. This guy had Levi's. Oh, she little, but I had Levi's. But this is the thing, the factory would let the employees buy the Levi's jeans at like cost, but you couldn't put the Levi's little red tab on it. So only I knew they were Levi's. Only I knew. Like this is Levi's, like another name. Another no-name brand, jeans, like that. No, Levi's. Oh, anyways, Mom gets sick, real sick, can't work, in a wheelchair. Yeah, can't afford a house. Right? Yeah, can't afford a house, so had to sell it. Lost the house. And we moved into a part-time. Tough part-time. At the age of 13, 14 years old. So if you come across me, sometimes you feel some rough edges. Those are rough edges honed by life and by hard circumstance and hard lessons. But it's to say that even that beginning and even that journey has potential. It can find purpose, right? So we go through this thing, and then all of a sudden, purpose finds me into the journey. I'm like, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to go take my talents. I'm going to take what I'm really good at. What am I really good at? I'm really great at learning, assimilating, thinking, and then making something out of it. I'm really great. I was world-class at listening. And I can assimilate information from different concepts of science, mathematics, put it all together, see things like that. But what was my passion? My passion is to serve. My passion is to give. I'm the happiest helping others. I'm the happiest giving. Who's in the table? Why are you so generous? Why do you give so much? I do it for me. It makes me happy. Right? Because if I've got so much, and if I just share it, so many people can be happy, that makes me happy. And you don't have to be that way. You can do whatever way you want. But I realized this about me at a very young age. And my dad was like, go with it. Tell you, lacking mentality. My dad had a very non-abundant mindset. Right? Because that's how he was raised. He was raised on a farm, and the balance, sustenance, and survival. And he said to me, listen, you give away everything you had, you're going to be penniless. You're not going to have anything. He goes, you're going to struggle if you get married. Your wife's going to struggle. Your kid's going to struggle. You got to think about you. I love my dad, but that's the noblest man that I know. Right? I said, no, Dad, that's not going to be the way. He goes, what do you mean? I said, the wealthiest people in the world, I find are the most generous people in the world, so your math doesn't add up. Is that not true? Right? You can't give something if you don't have anything. Right? What are you going to give from emptiness? Right? So that math never added up. You had to hoard it, you had to cover it, you had to just sit on it and not get, that doesn't make any sense. When I met Christoph the first time, he goes, you're crazy. I said, yeah, just do it. Don't worry, give this to them, whatever it takes. Why? Because I learned a long time ago. And I believe it, I live it. Giving is greater than receiving. Always will be, and if you give from your heart, you will never run out. You will. If I come from a place of abundance, I say, you know what? There's more there. There's more where this came from. Because why? Because all wealth is temporary. All wealth does not lie. All wealth, all abundance is His gift. He never runs out. Ever runs out. Okay? I'm living proof of that. Like, if you don't know, I'm telling you, He never runs out. Right? So I take this sense of abundance, this sense of giving, and I find myself saying, we're going to have to help my mom. And in that process, I knew that we could help the world. And here we are today. So this morning was a good peek into what we're doing and what we've done. And I tell you, we've just started. We're 2 years old. We're 2 years old. Like, a little baby like this. And we're like the most brilliant, smartest, most beautiful baby in the world. This country's SuperPatch, 2-year-old, brilliant baby. Like, we might go to the NFL. We're that good. And we're going to go all the way. We're going to win this. Whatever the Super Bowl this thing is, of life, we're going to win it. We're winning. Right? But to win it, what do you need? You need a game plan? You need a coach? You need some athletes? You need a team. Right? So I'm the greatest football coach in the world. Can I win the big game? By myself? No chance. No chance. What do I need? A team. Need players. Right? And those players, is it going to be enough that they just want to play? Or do they got to want to win? They got to want to win. Right? So we agree that participation isn't enough. We agree? Okay. Because if you just show up, I'm going to put you on the bench. You gotta play to win. You gotta play to win. You gotta play to win. This huge disservice, enormous disservice has been done to the last 2 generations of our children. A ribbon for everybody. A ribbon for showing up. I never got those ribbons. First place, second place, third place, no luck. Okay, who came in fourth in the 100-meter race? Nobody knows, nobody cares. I'm telling you. Nobody knows, nobody cares. So if you want to win it, you gotta want to win it. You gotta come to win it. Okay? That's why. So we need athletes, we need competitors that want to win. Who wants to win? Yeah. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. I'm not here to quit. I'm not quitting. I'm like nothing. I'm going to win. I have a track record that says that I finish what I start. I have a track record that I get to where I'm going to go. Telling you facts. Not bragging. I'm just telling you. I don't know what quit is. So I'm going to drag you up. If you want to play on my team, practice is going to suck hard. It's going to be hard practice. you're gonna be laps. Lots of laps, right? But there's one more thing. Even if you got a great coach and a great uniform, and you play in the best stadium, you got the best athletes. If there's no teamwork, are you gonna win? No, you ain't gonna win. Not gonna win. How many of us seen great teams fall apart in the playoffs because they're fighting in the locker room? Oh yeah, we've seen those ones. Cut it out. So what are you gonna do? When there's disharmony in the locker room, how do you fix it? It's tough questions, right? It's not easy questions. How do you solve the problem in the locker room? This is the root of things. This is the root of teamwork. This is the root of leadership. You got to communicate. With what? Intention. With the right intention, you got to communicate. Right? Because this is how it works. First wave of intention comes from deep inside. Our reptilian brain, the very core of our essence, is our intention. Our soul generates this intention. Then we have a thought. And then we do stuff with that thought. So if we have a benevolent intention, a good intention, which leads to a great, wonderful, blessed thought, which leads to good deeds. But when that intention comes from someplace that's not so good, little bit of malicious, a little bit of meanness, whatever the intention is, whatever, it comes in so many colors. And by the way, the ugliest color is the color of green envy. Facts. It'll poison our soul, will poison our relationships, poison our teams. Trust me. I'm 54 years old. I have seen it all in family, in life, in business, in relationships. Right? And it happens. Sometimes you don't even know it's not what's happening. Right? And that leads to actions that are not aligned with the right intention of what you want to do. So what do? You got to communicate. You got to get attention. And I'll say this to you, friend. If there's tension in the locker room and you don't deal with it in a mature, respectable, honest way, it's not going to go away. And you're going to wake up with a team that doesn't have the issue. Okay? So sometimes, many times, you're able to have the right communication and deal with it and overcome it. It's great. There'll be other times where it's not possible. I'm not saying it's possible, but when it's not possible, then you bring it respectfully to not communicate. Right? But communicating the wrong things don't lead to success. So if I'm the quarterback and I'm calling him for a play, and I throw the ball, but no one's running down the field, we're not going to win. You're the quarterback of your team, your life, your journey. Right? You got to know the playbook. Right? You got to know the playbook. If you don't know what to do, and the great thing about what we got going on here, there's a table full of people running over there that know the playbook to success. That know the playbook of how to win. They know how to win. They have great coaches. They're my assistant coaches. So I'm the coach. Here's my assistant coaches. All our MVPs and coaches right there. They actually know the playbook of what we're trying to do and how to win the game. And there's 100 tables in here. Every table needs that coach. More than one coach, 2 coaches. And if you want to know how to get them, ask them. They'll tell you. But this is the thing. In the NFL, I keep talking about the NFL because I love it. If you don't do what the coach says, you won't play. If you fumble the ball, you won't play. It's not going to happen. Right? Because if he said, you got to go this, you don't do that, they're not going to throw you the ball. Right? You got to go by, I'm telling you straight. It's a playbook. They've got the playbook down. And it's not about playing. I'm putting immense amount of pressure on them, by the way, as you can tell, because now they're responsible. Right? They have to help you. It's their job. It's about leadership development. John Maxwell said it. All things rise and fall with leadership. You got great leadership, there's no limits. You got bad leadership, there's no beginning. It's over before it starts. So I'm telling you, but you have to apply the lessons. Right? We have to do it together. And they have my trust and confidence that they know exactly how to do it, what to do. So let's do it. And now we're going to level up our entire leadership team, VPs and above, and get us all to the next level of leadership, right? And those are skills and tools I'm telling you, you'll be able to apply in every aspect of your life. With your family, your relationships, your other business, whatever it is, the skills you're going to learn from that one-year mentorship is going to make you a new you. It's so powerful that I'm having the entire executive team from corporate participate in that as well. That's how much I believe in that. That's how important it is. Right? Because what? Because we're playing to do what? Win. And that's how we're going to do it. So, in the notion of winning, in the notion of the future, we have to understand that we're just beginning. So what are we going to do? So I never stress. You guys know this. I am maniacally focused on the future. I know exactly where we need to take this product, this technology. So let me get started here. So we continue to innovate and grow. As I said, we've just begun. We, in fact, have a 10-year technology and product plan. 10 years. I know exactly what products we're going to have over the next 10 years. I know exactly the iterations we're going to make year by year for the next 10 years. Isn't that exciting? R&D is ongoing, and the technology we're working on, we're going to change the world. What do I mean by that? We're working on solutions for blood sugar and A1C levels. We're working on solutions for hypertension and blood pressure. We're working on solutions for gut health. Get that man looking for that. Like, did here's the gut health. Like, we're working on solutions for stem cell signaling. You can thank Aaron Gary for that. We're working on solutions for DNA health and recovery. You know what this means? Yeah, let me go through it and tell you what this means. We're working on solutions for vaccine injury recovery. Oh, are you excited now? Yeah! So DNA health and recovery. So let me share a solution with you. So there's this notion that our DNA, the telomeres on the end, really show how healthy we are in terms of our genetic health, in terms of the core things that build us. And as those telomeres erode over time, new telomeres grow. So we're working on solutions that will be able to show in clinical measurement settings that we have longer, healthier telomeres with new products we're developing in the next 10 years. So what does this mean? This means longevity. This means vitality. This means better immune support. This means better everything. Okay? Where will this take us? This will take us into the future. To the future that we can't even imagine. So what Dr. was saying, are we going to get to that point? Yeah, we're working on it now. We're working on these things right now to add to what we already have. So our future is not just bright, it's infinite. Why is it infinite? Because we're solving infinity problems. I talked about it last night. We don't do facts. We'll never do a fact. We're going to find the solutions that can help the most amount of people live their super life. Because anything else is what? Waste of time. And your time and my time is very valuable, right? But there's other iterations coming. We're getting ready for SuperPatch 2.0. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be lighter. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be more comfortable. It's going to be more durable. It's going to be 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. That's a 40% reduction in size. Okay? It's a semi-breathable material. Like Tom's been busy. He's been very busy finding the best material. So this material is going to have a better stickiness. It's going to be breathable, so moisture can leave your body. It's going to be lighter, easier to wear. And this is going to start rolling out this year. It's going to roll out, so as we sell out the old stuff, we'll start bringing in the new stuff. Because we don't want a product out there with some prices. That's going to be confusing people, because the price is going to go up like a little bit. Why? It's more expensive to make. It's like the new iPhone, right? So we have to do it. The good news is you all get a raise. You all get a raise, right? And this keeps on going and going and going and going, right? Our commitment is to deliver the best value, the best product, right? It's accessible by people, right? So that's on the product side, the innovation side. So what else are we doing? We're doing stuff. We're going to add some amazing things to help you grow your business. So we're adding super valued enrollment. So all enrollment kits over $500 will qualify that new associate for the month they enroll and the next. Right? That starts right now. Right? You know, I know it's 90 minutes. I agree, right? Jay, just sign up for $600 or 28, if they're not qualified in the first. I'm like, yeah. That's the way it was. So we want to make it easier for you to never stop growing your team. Doesn't matter if it's the last day of the month, the second last day of the month, the last week of the month. They're going to get full value to grow the business. What does that mean? That means it's your job to help them select the right package to get started the right way. And they get to focus on growing their business and not an annual qualification. Okay? Those things are aligned. Focus on what? Growing the business, growing their team, growing their customer base. Focus on the fast start, the Patricks, the All-Stars, the Graduates. That's what's going to grow their business. Right? And one last change on this is strategic placement now ends at the end of the month. At the end of the month. Why? Too many data issues, too many one things. So when somebody joins on the 1st, you have for the 30th and 31st for strategic placement. When they sign up the 15th, they have the 30th, the 31st strategic placement. If they sign up on the 28th, they have to the 30th, the 31st strategic placement. Why? Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's a habit. We form the right habits, we do the right actions, we all win. And what this allows us to do, you're gonna love this, is I get to close the month sooner, so you get paid faster. Yeah. Anybody want to get paid later? Faster and better? Okay, good. Not so good. Right? It's all those data integrity issues that drag that process out. If I can take a week off of that, good news, ops will love you. By the way, finance will love you. I already love you. So we got to do things that allow us to scale. Because if all these data issues are causing us issues at the end of the month, and we're only this big, imagine when we're this big. It's going to be worse, right? So we got to take the road bumps, the speed bumps off the highway. We're going to put in electronic tolls, just easy pull, just right through, right? So this is the easy pull addition to the system, okay? But we're not done yet. I'm going to make your job even easier and better. We're optimizing the membership. Membership only is going to $40, no product, no shipping. full access to the back office, full replicated site, when the super app comes on board, full access, no issues. Here's the beauty. When they sign up with the kits, they still get the original 2 products they were going to get.
Oh.
Understand? So the pack pricing doesn't change, the volumes don't change, the commissions don't change, and they still get the same product they would have got. But if somebody's going to join only with a membership, that's fine. Now they get to pick the product they want to buy, and then because there's no shipping, there's no extra cost for them to get involved. They only pay for the product that they buy and they ship. Make sense? Because I can't figure out why people join for $50 and don't get a pack. I don't even understand that, because how could you have a business and no inventory? Weird, right? It's like having an ice cream parlor and just pictures of the ice cream. Weird. Because, those that know me know I love Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I eat a lot of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Well, I used to do this 2 weeks ago. That's so much. That's so much. But this is all about optimizing where you're spending your energy. Because how much fun is it to present the business opportunity to somebody, and they're so excited, okay, I'm just going to join the membership. How much fun is that? Think it's fun? You shit yourself. And you should feel that way because your time is valuable. Your time is valuable. It's so valuable. It's probably the most valuable thing we have. Right? So when we're investing into the business, we want to maximize the return on our investment. Right? I tell people all the time, you're going to talk to me at the end of this call, and at the end of this talk, and ask you for $1,000 a month. I already put 25 million in 15 years in, so I think it's a small deal to ask you for $1,000. Small, like it's not even a portion. It's not even fair. Right? You get 15 years of my life with my passion, my purpose, and 25 million of my night for $1,000. Sign me up. I would do it, right? But we're going to make it so this is all optimization for you guys to make you focus and get you focused in doing the things that are going to make you successful. Next thing, Super Swag is here. Super Swag is here in the back office. Right. Real soon. We'll take it back. Ready to go. And more coming, but we have a strategy for our swag is that we're going to introduce new designs very readily, very rapidly. Okay? Why? Because you got to stay fresh. Who wants to wear last season's clothes? Right? And I'll give you a little backside story. The reason this took this long is because we went through like 4 different suppliers. I'm very picky. Right? I'm very picky. I'm not going to put our logo on stuff that doesn't hit the mark. Okay? So, right now it's here, and it's going to grow. And all these amazing things are going to start happening. And the people designing this are the best people in the world. So, these are the updates in terms of what's coming around. So, what does it mean by the end of this year? We're swag down. We're optimized on enrollment. Memberships kicking butt. We got version 2.0 on the way. We got an app on the way, testing right now. It's going to be there's a lot of mass communication instantly. Right? And that's going to pull together what? Our community. Our community. Because we're transforming. This company that we started 2 years ago is not the company that we have today. None of you were there. And the other 70,000 people weren't there. There's a handful, a couple hundred people. They showed up on that cold day in Toronto. It was crazy. It was really great. But we're in a different league now. Right? And we gotta get serious. So to get to the next level, of who we are and how the world sees us, I needed help. I needed help to help create the vision that was in here. I needed to be manifested. Need creative help. So I went looking for creative help. And I found this guy who walked into my office. As soon as I knew he was like from the unicorn, he was special. So his background is he's worked with these little brands. How they created little brands like Porsche, little brands like Harley Davidson, little brands like Vans shoes, little brands like Adidas, and to bring them to life and to bring that passion and that vision to reality. And he and his team, he's assembled a team of other unicorns. It's like all these little magical unicorns creating this magical stuff. And they're relentless. And they're so picky, which is great. Because they're dedicated to excellence. And what they're doing is they're transforming how we come to the world. So you saw the new website? Sexy. That's that 9 months to get that website to be what it is. And what are we? We are bringing benefit to the world. So the messaging, all of it is benefit driven. It's lifestyle driven. It's live your super life driven. And the brainchild behind it is an incredible gentleman to introduce to you. He's our creative director. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from Mr. Sean Feeney.
He makes me sound so badass, right? Yeah. So, one I would note, Jay entertained Mr. Money. Idiosyncrasies. Have you noticed? Yeah. So, I'll share a bit about myself. So he shared a whole ton about who I am within the creative world, but a large majority of my life has been spent as a professional athlete. So I was an Olympic skier. I also competed in cycling on the world stage. So when I was first introduced to SuperPatch, I did what anyone would do. I scoped out the Instagram and went, oh, holy hell. And then went to the website. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay. So I had another meeting with Jay. And I'm like, if this is real, this is pretty impressive because from an athletic perspective, right, Mark, we can talk about this for hours. But if I can instantly get 17% increase in my P-Force output as an athlete, damn, that takes years off of what I've been able to accomplish had I been a part of SuperPatch or I had SuperPatch, which is amazing. And so I also, when first meeting Jay, looked at what the brand could be because all of these data points that I'm reading on this site through Instagram, I thought it deserved to be more. This is real. We all know. Everyone in this room knows that this product works, right? So it deserves to have a brand, a global digital presence to marry the superior product that Jay has produced. And so I do acknowledge that I'm up here to share with you the thinking and the visuals of the new website, which my shock and awe aspect has been lost because you've all been to the site already. Something I'm going to have to live with, but it's okay. I'll do that. Been through worse. But I'm going to carry on. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to do this. All right? So that was pretty sick, wasn't it? Now, I'm going to do something else. Everyone, smile. Okay. I promised my daughter I would do that, and Dad used to do the daughter's thing. So forgive me. But this animation here, it's pretty sick, pretty bomb ass, right? That man right here, Victor Ramirez, he made that. Victor, wait for him. Yeah, I couldn't have done any of this without him. He is a magician. So, as Jay said, I'm not here to share with you some of the thinking. I'm not going to go into depth. I'm going to keep it very high level. But the new website, which I'm super stoked about, because I believe that this new digital presence is a bold step forward in redefining what it means to live better. It represents the intersection of lifestyle, technology, and storytelling, creating a space that's as empowering as putting on one of our patches. Got this right here. So as Jay said, I've worked with some piddly brands in my career. And I believe that SuperPatch is more than a product. I believe that it is a lifestyle brand. I've worked with Nike, I've worked with Adidas, and I believe that this new brand, this new SuperPatch, is just like Nike in that Nike empowers movement. Lululemon empowers mindfulness. We champion living better every day by unlocking human potential through unrivaled technology. Yes, right? It's pretty awesome. And this new presence, this new digital presence, aligns our brand identity with who we truly are. And that is a lifestyle brand built upon benefit-driven solutions. And that's a pretty powerful statement. So I'm going to say it again. We are, say, wow, you guys are actually listening. That's awesome. Thank you. So this, this new site isn't a facelift. We didn't just put lipstick on a pig, call it beautiful. There's people laughing over here. No, this is the genesis of an entirely new platform that we developed for you. Right? It is as seamless and intuitive as our patches are effective. And the core of this experience is benefits first storytelling. So as you witnessed going to the site on your own, that you're not bombarded with products or product lists or science that either you don't understand or are not ready to digest in your journey. And so we have created an experience that is an element of storytelling, right? So whether you are let's say, an athlete trying to push limits, or perhaps you are let's say, a business professional or a parent enduring endless days, or maybe you're someone that's seeking balance. This site enables you to discover and learn about which patch is best aligned with your unique journey. So I think you all can agree that this site it's big, it's bold, it's beautiful, and it's confident. It's very clean and it's modern. It uses interactive elements and storytelling techniques to engage and guide the user, making the benefits of each patch relevant even before making the purchase. Every time you guys clap and cheer, Victor over here is just like, yeah. So the new logo, right? Y'all can see it here. It's pretty nice. It is the evolution of this transformation. It is sleek and modern and instantly identifiable. And it aligns with the active, benefit-driven lifestyle we promote. I believe it stands alongside icons like Nike, Lululemon, and Adidas as a symbol of empowerment and possibilities. All right, so I believe with this transformation, we are doing more than selling patches. We are transforming lives, but we're also creating a movement. Every aspect of this site has been crafted to support the idea that living better is within reach, and that SuperPatch is the tool to help us achieve this. So with this new site that we created for you, I hope that you will continue to explore and discover and use it as a tool to continue transforming lives. And we all live better together. So if you have not gone to the new website yet, which I believe all of you have, continue to do so, share it, and I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.
Relax, calm down. But this guy's like a creative tornado. And the game is so bad, and they make the craziest, coolest stuff, and they hide it from you. And I'm going to show you. So I go by a big station, he just puts this over his screen. Do you want me to see it? So now I was like, yeah, I got to see it. So they didn't even let me see the website for 6 months what they were working on. Like, I can't show you. I'm like, okay, but what they've done, they said this is the first impressions are everything. So I made a commitment to absolutely blow up the direct to consumer marketing business. Hello. No, that's somebody else. So they've been working on this amazing transformation for 9 months. And the mission that I gave them was, when somebody comes to our website, they should just, the only words coming out of the mouth should be, this is cool. This is so cool. Because you know what sells? Cool sells. Nobody wants to be with a boring brand. Nobody wants to be with the Band-Aid brand. Nobody wants to be just, and the first site was mine. I take all full credit for writing this. This thing is Sean, it's Vic, it's Edward, it's Mike in the back, and they're not here, but they've spent countless, innumerable hours, days, nights, weekends. And I told them deadline. Everything has to go live. And the only reason you saw it before this moment is because ops of the fact were like, if there's a glitch, we're not responsible. Yes. And I said, well, that's not going to work. So that's the only reason you saw us do this. But Sean, I thank you on behalf of everybody for taking the crazy madness vision I had. We've made a brand for the next generation. Us and those younger than us, this will resonate with them. They'll want to be a part of this mission because it's about living consumer lives. John, thank you so much. Keep rolling, and we keep getting our product out there, keep sharing it. You'd be surprised the number of super influential people that absolutely love our product. Like, they use it regularly, daily as a part of their wellness journey. These are names that are internationally known and recognized, right? And in time, you're going to start seeing this more and more. You're going to start seeing really famous people out and about. Like, you got to wear SuperPatch. Yeah. And trust me, what happened is other companies will try to say that's their product, that's not. It's one of the reasons we color-coded products. It's one of the reasons we're going to start adding our logos to all of our products. See the future. It's the only reason the product exists. You can see the future. Right? And one of those people that fell in love with our product is Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer is on Fox Football. He's an Emmy Award-winning analyst. He is the ultimate insider in the NFL. He is solely responsible for half the league using our SuperPatch in the NFL. Because of him. Because of him. And there's going to be so many amazing announcements this year and coming from that league that we're going to be able to talk about, pictures we're going to be able to share, relationships we're going to be able to declare to the world. Right? And Jay was supposed to be here. When we organized everything, Jay was supposed to be here, but you know, there's a massive, massive tragedy going on in California. Right? And so there's a deal, you gotta take your family, you gotta take care of what you can for your home, all of the amazing things. This guy, he loves us so much. I said, I don't even think he said, we'll record it. I said, no, no, video. I go, everybody will understand that. He goes, no, it takes my mind off the negativity, and I get to talk about something I'm passionate about. So Jay sent us a recorded message. More than happy to play it for you guys. Guys, big place.
Here, all the way from lovely California. I would love to be there. I can't. I'm actually evacuated right now from the fires in Malibu. A little crazy out here. We actually evacuated our home. So my wife and I took 2 pairs of workout clothes, our dogs, and our SuperPatch. But I still wanted to come and chime in with everybody here. My guy Jay knows I would love to be there with you guys. And you know, one thing I love about this company is it feels like family. Jay feels like family. And even with this, Jay, I do your whole town is on fire right now. Is why I need my teams, why I need my family right now. I need this so I'm proud, I'm happy, and talk to everybody there about something I'm passionate about. And listen, I'm passionate about football. You know what? Jay plays with the NFL Fox. I was on Ballers for 5 years, all of them, with this guy. I think his name is the Rock or something like that. I think he's good. So keep trying, our kid. Or as I call him, my niece, Rock. I was the first host of the Big Sports Show in America. So the first cross-training program, MMA cross-training program in America for athletes. The bottom line there is I know Maine. So Maine and I have a great relationship. I fought the early days, but after that, Todd's been stopped waiting because my beautiful face here. That's not the moneymaker. I learned how to start coaching NFL players in MMA. I don't tell them I'm 5'7". I got no business doing this. So then the niece got brought to me from Mark Bob, another good friend of mine. We used to train Jordan Butler in my gym breakable. He said, Jay, I know you hate false hope about your pay, but I got something. And I got the guy. I said, Mark, don't tell me. Something help me. I don't want to hear it. Epidural help me. Tornadoes help me. Don't tell me something help me. I've had 12 ruptures in my back, 12 ruptured discs, several herniations. I have broken my nose 7 times. Currently, right now, I'm torn bicep tendon, courtesy of basketball and Derwin James. 2 super spinatus tear, another tear in here, trying to labor here. Just get my elbow, broke my ankle twice, so I can't. Other than that, I'm a marvelous ability. So thank God I have a great relationship. I still train these guys all the time. Never had major surgery for my spine. They want to put a rod in, fuse it, and I just have not been willing to do it. I'm kind of waiting for the next great things. So Mark came to me and said, I got this thing for you. Jay, I don't want you to seem crazy. And like, Mark, give me also, don't tell me it's going to help me because I wouldn't come to you because I know you would like help. So he came to me with these SuperPatches. And when he started showing me these things, like the first thing I actually looked at, I saw that, but he showed me his REM bench for sleep. And so I get the freedom here a little bit because the REM got me, because I'm all screwed up. I got depression, anxiety, ADHD, a little bipolar around it, why not? Political insomnia also. So I have not dreamed since I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, something along those lines. I don't know. I just don't dream. So we talk about the REM patch. Every doctor tells me the same damn thing. Oh man, we gotta keep sleep under control. Yeah, no shit. Thanks, appreciate that. I got to figure that out. I tried for years to get my sleep under control. And just try to get myself to where I can. Look, sleep is the best performance enhancing supplement on the planet. And it's not been available to me until now. I put this REM patch on. And I dreamed the first time since I was like 7 years old. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm kind of screwed up here. My drinks are a little vicious. I'm messed up, but I'm good with my messed upness. So I felt joy and I felt peace And now I have these long dreams that are all drawn out, like, man, storylines, and oh my God, it's made my life better. So because of that, it's all right, you can tell this freedom patch gonna work for it. Fucking better work for it. And look, I've been pumping a lot of bad stuff in my life for a long time. So to have something not chemical, that's chemical free, tell me to take away some of my pain, sign me up, because I don't understand that concept. I still don't understand the concept of your pricing, but I know it works. So put this on first on my shoulder, with that bicep tendon tear that needs to get entered back in. I still haven't done it yet. Doctor out here wants to kill me. Several doctors want to. So I've been getting through that. Look at my back, but I got married in Italy in May, and my wife and I were running up these old steps, like from probably year 700, I don't know, and a trip, and I'm like, bam, my Elf World Clock goes out of what's supposed to be my Elf World Clock. I ruptured so many times I don't have a disc there anymore, so it's bone on bone and just on the nerves, the inflammation, it sucks. And all I had was my freedom patch, and I put it on, and it saved my limb. Saved my limb. You gotta be kidding me. And it's incredible. But when I give it to other people, to see their reaction also, it's so great. I have so many friends that use this now. And my wife, Rosie, we're at a wedding in July. Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Cowboys, at least as of right now, he is. I'll be still by the time it's over. Where his daughter's wedding. And Rosie and I were working out. And she pops her neck, Rosie, my wife. And I said, baby, try free patch. And it was one of those necks where you couldn't move. And man, she was not going to get to the wedding. And something about free patch and weddings. Yeah, a little treasure here. She put it on her neck and gone for good. Like it's just gone. That's the thing. Like for me to have, even for a lot of times in raising, will take my pain away by a certain percentage. For her, it's 100%. But I'm willing to take it. Instead of putting chemicals in my body to take the pain away, I take this over the other day of the week. Sometimes not percent, but that's the other great thing about this. So you can see right here also, I have my liberty and victory patch on. My victory, my liberty, right? And just got done working out. So I don't not work out for the different. But I gave to a bunch of coaches in the NFL too, and they're like, Jay, we're never taking this off. I've had coaches like the rent sleep, rent match since the first time they've been able to sleep in their office. So a lot of them stay in their office because they go home and the kids keep them up and they only got about 2 hours to get home, try and get sleep, so they'll sleep in the office. I guys can't. There's one team out there, so I can't say their name yet, but they were they're up there. They've got the highest seat you can get. I was told like 80% of their team were using these. Now they're using also the boost patch. Got that on, right? So they're using that also, and it's just man, it's so great to see. And you guys have to understand because my friends and I love to bust each other's chops. So there would be nothing better for them than if I gave them something and it didn't work because they could just start killing me. And even a Fox, I got everybody there using a worthy mark, we call her green the avocado. And they're telling everybody, gang, it's unbelievable. Like just sleep getting worse. Like I'm getting sleep. I have one of my producers come to me the other day and say, dude, these two things changed my life. It was the REM and the boost. And these producers, you gotta understand, these guys get a plane, fly to whatever city, to a feature, I'm like, Stephanie, fly back to LA, have to cut it. And we need at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's gotta be done by then. So he needs something. The boost is saved him. And then he needs to be able to crash to get sleep. We're saved him. So it's been my honor that I get to give something to my friends that I know has worked for me. And now I see it works for them. And what's even cooler for me is I get to spread this to the world. Guys and gals, there's one thing about me. Love me or hate me, you know what you get. I'm authentic as shit. And whole authenticity comes through here. And my plan is to make it come through for the rest of the world. I told Jay, I'm like, Jay, and by the way, I've used these for about 2 months before I said to Jay, all right, like I don't ever want to give a mail so I want to make sure. And I was so good. I said, Jay, you and I will walk this walk together. You need something like me that can scream for raptors, because I got a big mouth. And I'd like to do that. Let everybody know what's already is what their journey could be. If we could give people hope, and if we can show people we can help them for pain and their sleep and give them energy. I love that Jay says clean energy. I love that. We give energy boosts without putting all that crap in your body. Oh my God, it's brilliant. So listen, I want to thank Jay and Mark for introducing me to Jay. I want to thank you all out there also. Because together, again, I said we walk this walk together, but all people's lives that we can change like this. Then you can put all that garbage in the body. And even if look, I tell people here with my liberty and my victory patches, it'll raise your baseline, gym 20%. That's it. Better than anything else you could ever put in your body. 20% gain at the gym is ridiculous. But for me to get a 100% more than that, there is boosted sleep. That was another word for me. So it's changed my life. We can help change other people's lives too. That's why we're all doing this together. Thank you, Dad. I love you all. I'm proud to spread SuperPatch love.
You're gonna have that video in your back office Monday. This guy is so genuine. He's so real. He's like us. He's just like us. He's a platform that touches tens of millions of people a week. Like, that's what makes it so great. This is what makes it so untouchable. Do you think there's another drug sales product that has this kind of passion from a guy on TV every week? No, it doesn't work. Why? Their products are real. He's real. We're real. We're doing things that help everyday people live a better life, right? And it's a mindset. It's a mindset about winning. It's a mindset that we become, we've done before. We're not here to participate. We're here to win. We're here to win. And you know how we're here to win? Some of the winners. Right? The next person I'm going to bring out. On screen. On screen. Hello. There we go. Former light heavyweight champion of the world. This guy is the epitome of fitness, the epitome of commitment, the epitome of physicality. Like, I mean, MMA fighting. If there was one sport that you love to watch but never want to participate, it's this one. Right? That's all the one in the world will ever get in the ring with happens, right? It's like it's gonna be short and sweet. He's gonna hit me. But this guy is so humble. He's so genuine, right? And he loves our product. We recommended him by a friend of ours. He used it. We loved it. I got a chance to meet him in Cancun. Right? I got a chance to meet him in Cancun, and it was absolutely incredible. And we formed this amazing bond. And I said, Rashad, I need your help. I need your help to take this to the people that compete at the highest levels. He says, dude, I'm going to do it. So not only is he just not an ambassador, he's a brand champion. He's an advocate for performance. He's an advocate for the champion mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rashad Evans.
Thank you all
so much. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. And it's so good to see this Super Patch family just growing. And, you know, shout out to Jake for just really creating the community and everybody that just exudes confidence and exudes success. Some people may know that, may not know, but I was a UFC fighter for 13 years. 13 years I fought in the UFC. And it was an amazing experience, but I'll tell you, everybody always asks me, why do you fight? Like, why does fighters fight? And you know, it's a question that I often struggle to answer just because of the fact that the why is it's kind of crazy. For me, it was because it made me afraid. It was the fear aspect, you know. And I know a lot of you guys are like, man, fighters are fearful. They're not fearful. Yeah, it's that fear. It's that fear that allows you to perform and be as sharp as you can. But you learn to harness and you learn to push past that fear just with your preparation. The preparation is one of the most important things. It helps you be able to manage that fear. I had a coach named Greg Jackson. He was all about tapping into that mental space to allow you to prepare yourself in order for what you're about to do, get in the cage and fight another grown man. And, you know, he had an interesting way about it. One thing that we used to do, we used to go and train in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have the Sandia Mountains up there. And he'd take us up those mountains, 14,000 feet up, and he'd have us running these sprints up and down these steep steps that looked like if you just would have took a step to the left, you probably would have fell to your death. It was that crazy of a path, but that's what he wanted us to do. And while we were on that run, he would say to us, I want you guys to seek death. And one of the required readings that he had us do was the Book of Five Rings by Mike Musashi. And what that book pretty much detailed about was coming into a warrior state of martial art perfection where you have faced the possibility of death and you can become comfortable with it to the point where there is no hesitation, where you don't hesitate, where you don't fear. And throughout most of the time, throughout most of the camp, that will be the base of our workout. Like he will train us so hard that it will be so painful that you'll just be praying for it to come to an end. And that's the space that he wanted us in. He wanted us in that space where it was about finding that place of not caring when the suffering was going to end. He would say, you have to outsuffer your opponent. You have to outsuffer your opponent. And that was his mindset. And so that became my mindset. But it didn't always work that way. I'll tell you right now, it didn't always work that way. There was some coming of age as far as understanding what that fear meant and being able to control it when it came time to compete. One fight in particular, I was getting ready to fight UFC legend in the name of Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was the man. He was the face of the UFC. He was knocking people out. He was the UFC champion many times over, and he was the face of the organization for the longest time. So when I had to fight Chuck Liddell, every time I told somebody I had to fight Chuck, they'll give me that look like, oh, okay, good luck. And I'm like, okay, I know that. So that just made me want to go into the lab a little bit more and just push a little bit harder and then work a little harder. And I did. I had a great training camp. And I get to the week of the fight, I'm feeling great too, very confident, walking around, I got this. And then there's something that happens interesting on fight week because you have the nerves right when you first sign the contract, then you're training camp, but then you have to lose that nerves when it's fight week. When it's fight week, it becomes a little bit unbearable sometimes because you pull in many different directions, media, cut and weight, and everything that has to do with the fight. And it's easy to kind of start getting your mind down the path of what could happen if I lose this fight, right? So all week I was going pretty good, and I'm having these conversations with the media. They pretty much asked me like, "What have you ever done to get a chance to even get knocked out by something?" Like they were putting something disrespectful with it, right? So I'm just like, oh, okay. So, but it started to get to me. It started to get to me, and then the culmination of it started to get to me was when it was the weigh-ins. Now the weigh-ins is the most impactful day of the whole week because all week you're sitting here at home and you see you're kind of friendly, but the day before the fight, which is the weigh-ins, is the day where you kind of feel out your opponent to see, okay, what's really gonna go down. And I stand up and chuckle in his face and I'm looking at him. He's giving me that ice cold look like he's going to kill me. And I felt it. And it started to get to the nerves, started to get to me so bad. So after the weigh-ins were over, I hang out with my family for a little bit. We eat some food, and then afterwards, it's the longest 24 hours of your life because now you're in the room by yourself, and you have the whole night to think about what's going to happen to you tomorrow. How you going to feel tomorrow? So I'm in my room, and I'm just like, mental tough, seek death, and saying all the mantras to myself, and I feel like I'm riding this emotional roller coaster that fear brings to me. But then it just takes me on another path, and I just can't control it. And being knowing that I can't control it, I reach out to one of my mentors, Randy Couture, and I'm like, Randy, I need to talk to you right now. He says, you know what, you're in luck. I'm here. Come downstairs and see me. So I go to his room and see him. Right when I see Randy Couture, I go to knock on his door. He opens the door, come in his room, and I'm just like, he's like, something's going on. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, man, he's gonna kill me tomorrow. Now, mind you, I was there with Randy Couture. Randy Couture fought Chuck Liddell 3 times, and he lost the last 2 times, and I was there for one of them. And I was kind of traumatized by watching that. So I was like, man, what are you gonna do to me? And Randy gave me some of the best advice that I ever had. And it was one that really changed the direction of my career. He told me, he says, Randy real slow, and he's seen me flailing around like a little kid. You know what the problem is? It's like, no. He says, problem is, you need to make friends with the first time. You need to understand that no matter what happens tomorrow, the sun is still going to rise, your family's still going to love you, you're going to get another chance. And I was like, huh. I didn't really digest it right away. It kind of was something that I just like, it made me feel a little bit better. And then I said my goodbyes, so I went back to my room. And I sat in a dark room for a little bit. And I really thought about what he said over and over again. And then I started to feel more confident and really started to understand what my coach was talking about when he was talking about seek death. See, what he was talking about when he seek death is a complete surrender. The surrender to whatever may be, and being okay with it. And I sat there and I just kind of embraced that feeling. And I started looking in the mirror, and every single time I had one of those feelings, one of those thoughts that told me that I can't do it, I said no. I said no. And I was saying no emphatically, and I was saying no emphatically to the point where before it's long, I'm shouting in the mirror, I'm yelling in the mirror, no. And I'm just all pumped up, lathered up. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And I had the best sleep that I ever had leading up to the fight that night. The next day, I woke up with the same energy. Feeling really great. Go to the dressing room to get ready for the fight. Hit the minutes ready to walk out for the fight. They said, all right, look at you next. You're online. Let's go. You're on the huddle. I'm like, okay, cool. My coach said, okay, you got your mouthpiece? Yeah. You got your cup? And I'm like, no. No, I don't got my cup. So they okay, I said, check my bag. So they checked my bag. There was no cup to be found. I had no cup. The biggest fight of my career, I didn't even come prepared for what I needed. And the hotel was too far away. I couldn't go to the hotel. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? But my coach says to me, you know what? You're in luck. You are in luck. Your teammate didn't mark on your squad. You can wear his cup. Yeah. So I I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. I put all that stuff and wore it like it was mine. I worked like mine, and then I went out there and I had the best fight of my career. I knocked Chuck Liddell out in the second round. It was the most unexpected punch, but it was the most amazing thing. It was all due to me being able to surrender to what is and understanding that what that preparation was really like and to really embrace what my coach was really trying to get me to see when he was telling me that I need to surrender. I needed to surrender to just the feeling of what it might be if things don't go my way. I remember the first time I met Mike Tyson was after I lost my first fight. We're in Dre's after hours party. Now one of those. Yeah, it's a late night party, guys. It's a late night party, don't judge. But we're hanging out, and I meet Mike Tyson. He comes to me and he said, I've seen your last fight. I'm like, okay. He said, I know why you lost the fight. Okay, I'm all ears. You lost the fight because you have fear in your heart. Fear is like fire. If you let fear go on then, it can do some horrible things. But if you learn to harness your fear the right way, it can do some beautiful things. Don't let fear keep over you. And I'm like, all right, Mike. All right, but that's really brought me to understanding what preparation is truly about. And when I speak of preparation, I think of SuperPatch because what has allowed me to kind of restart myself and to get back my health in a different kind of way and be part of one of the protocols that I use to just better my health altogether has been the SuperPatch. I've been able to be lucky enough to come across this in a very unexpected way. And at first, when I've seen the SuperPatch, I didn't give it a chance because it just didn't seem like it would work. It seemed like it was too gimmicky. It just didn't seem like it would be anything to it. But I'll tell you, the first time that I put that patch on, I was blown away with just what I was feeling. I was blown away with the fact that, I was really sore, really hurting, and I put that patch on. And it just took it away in a way that I didn't expect. And even now to this day, like just the other day I was training and I strained my calf and I put the patch on and within a few hours, my mobility is already better. Not that the pain was totally gone, but it had minimized it to the point where I was in shock because I thought for sure I would be limping around, and I'm using that patch now, and I'm using the patches more than anything because now I'm on the other side of things. I retired in 2018 from the UFC. Now I'm on the second phase of my life, and my life is, pretty much basically, I travel a lot, I do speaking engagements, things like that. But for the most part, I really want to take care of myself. I want to take care of my health. I want to be able to still be competitive and still compete if I have a chance. And SuperPatch offered me a chance to do that. Just recently, because I'm kind of crazy, I decided to do a boxing match. Yeah, I decided to do a boxing match. I decided to do a boxing match with one of my rivals in Rampage Jackson, and it's going to be going. It's going to be in a few months. But, I've been heavily relying on the patch because for me, it's so clean energy that I get from it. There is nothing that I need to do as far as like I got to remember to take these supplements. I got to remember taking at this time. There's none of that, and I know that I'm still able to train and push myself, but I give my body a break. I give my body a break from processing all the supplements that it takes sometimes in order to be able to feel like you can push yourself to the next level. And, this whole idea of the SuperPatch is, Jay is one of the guys who, when I think about SuperPatch, he says, I'm here to change the world. And with the patch, I definitely can see that because it has changed my life. Thank you, guys.
God, you're not that guy.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm happy about? Yeah, I was talking to Sean backstage a little bit. And when he said that he's willing to, keep his body in shape, and I said, listen, I'll pay you. I'm willing to pay you. And so he's gonna be my bodybuilder now.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You good?
All the way.
That's a champ.
Oh, the champ.
That guy is a champ.
Listen, what you have there. There's 8 billion people in the world, and will fight in the UFC, and this guy was a champ. That just brings him down in terms of the eliteness of the mindset. And what he's talking about is confronting our fears. Isn't that everything? What do you say? Figure out the worst case scenario. It's not that bad. It's never as bad as we think. Our mind fools us. Puts us in a flight or fight. That's never the case. But we're so appreciative for Sean. You're going to see it more and more on our calls and our events. Steve, isn't that exciting?
The other thing too, Jay, is when I was listening to him speak, guys, we get to see him on game night.
Yeah.
Like he's in the cage. But that's not your happens. And you guys, Muhammad Ali once said that champions are not made in the ring, they're just recognized. All the preparation that he had to go through to become a champion. And Jay, I was sitting there thinking about that. That's what we need to do in our lives. All the preparation, like we're going to pray people across here, but this is just where you're recognized. The champions are made when people are not.
It's real simple. You can either sweat in practice or bleed in the field.
Yep.
Simple as that, right? Yep. It's the preparation, it's the work. Like John Maxwell said, he goes, "Oh, you want to do what I do? You're ready to do what I did." Right? So when you see amazing leaders, we're going to come to share the stories, and we're going to take that this afternoon. Know and respect the amount of work and right? Even if it happens fast, right? People join our organization, sometimes they hit the ranch so fast, so hard. And you're like, oh, that person did it. No. They had a life before SuperPatch. They built an expertise, skills, talent, leadership abilities for a decade, for more than a decade, to maximize and use that to build their business and to help lift others, right? As Steve said it before, comparison isn't the answer. It's focused on where we are and where we want to go, right? Good stuff. So, Steve, you and I talked, the first time I met Steve, he's like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, Steve, we have research. Here's research, Steve.
They were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, this is how all great ideas start, is with irrational notions of things that can or cannot be. But this commitment to research, ladies and gentlemen, is ongoing. Ongoing, for the simple reason is what we're proposing is so radically new. And the fact that we threaten to shape the system to its core, to bring it down into the rubble that it is, that deserves to be, we will create enemies. We already get attacked. And to make sure that those attacks are nothing but firecrackers or duds, we have to keep investing in research. And we've been fortunate, I've been blessed and fortunate that I found just the right research partner, somebody that's done this 20, 30 years, who understands it. And when first time I spoke with this gentleman, he's like, yeah, okay, I don't know about that. I'll let him tell you the story. But ladies and gentlemen, we're absolutely so blessed and so fortunate that our research partner is declaring science. And the person heading it up is Peter Hurwitz. Without further ado, let me call Peter Hurwitz to the stage. Come on.
All right. How many people have seen me talk before? Just raise your hands. Great. So I'm thinking, how can I bring energy to the room? Everybody follows Mark. It's crazy. I'm talking stats, right? So if I ask all the statisticians to stand up in the room, yeah, one. And Mark's over there doing the jumping jacks. So, number one, thanks very much. I love coming here. I love getting invited here. So, Jay, thank you very much for inviting me here to share some of the data with you. I love talking to a lot of you who may or may not know who I am, especially in the hallways. I talked to a few of them. One of them is a monster. Where's Ricky Scroll? Can you stand up here too? Where is he? There he is. In the back. And also, stand up. Keep standing. Keep standing for a second. Joyce, where's Joyce? Joyce is in the back. So let me tell you about these two guys. So Ricky's been with SuperPatch for less than 1 month. He's a nuclear submarine tech. Joyce has been with SuperPatch, she started 2 days. So number one, can I just see a show of hands? How many people are here less than 1 month? Just tell you, and I'm a skeptic by nature, and I'll tell the story about Jay, but you guys are lucky. You guys are very, very lucky. So Jay called me about probably 4 years ago. And he says, Peter, I wanted to do a study. I didn't know who it was. I didn't recognize the number from Toronto. And I picked it up. He said, I have a company up here. I've got, some patches, paint patch. We had done some studies previously. And he said, I want you to do a study for me. And again, I don't advertise my company. I've been doing it for 12 years. I've been in healthcare for 35 years. I've worked on the industry side with Pfizer. I've launched 5 indications for Botox, botulinum neurotoxin for Allergan on the therapeutic side, not on the cosmetic side. And then went over to research. I'm a healthcare journalist. I do about 650, 750 audio interviews here for physicians. And when Jay called me, I said, I don't know who you are. I read a couple of your studies. I think you'd be a good partner. And I said, again, send me what you can, and I'll look at it and I'll call you. And then most of the time, some of them they send me, and others, they don't. So Jay actually sent me a red patch, which again, I had sleep issues. I took it that night. And again, skeptic by nature. Out, like. And said, okay, I'll fight. I don't know how it works. He's trying to explain to me. He's a man, engineer guy. I'm not. And he's trying to explain to me how it works. And, I said, okay, let's do a couple studies. So this is, I've been researching 60 studies under our belt. We've done, I think, 4 or 5 as you see that are completed. We have another 4 or 5 ongoing right now. Exciting stuff. And so what I'm going to tell you is, it's not sexy. There's no 1% incremental increase in your health and wellness. There's no success story or what have you. But hopefully by the end of this, you'll get a little bit of comfort knowing that Jay's done the right thing and invested properly in research, which he didn't have to. It's an OTC product. You don't have to do it. Class 1 non-invasive, minimally invasive medical device. You do not have to do the studies that he's chosen to do. So number one, congratulations, Jay. I mean, it's great. You don't have a lot of companies to actually invest in. So, and just because we've done studies, and those on some patches, and have not done studies on other patches, doesn't mean the patches don't work. It just means that we haven't done studies on for that. So, but speaking to people not only here in other meetings and I've been fortunate enough to attend, you know, I've heard some of the stories. One guy who didn't know who I was, last year, I think we were in Dallas. I met a guy in the elevator, and we started talking how, what do you do, et cetera, how do you get involved with SuperPatch, et cetera. And he told me a story. Well, interesting story. Again, I do not know who I am. And he said, you know, I fell off a ladder, 15 feet, broke pretty much his whole body. And he says, I put on it, and I was for a year and a half plus, this happened 3.5 years ago or something. And he said, you know, a year and a half, I was getting these electrical spasms. You know, somebody give me a patch and stop immediately. That he's here, Jim. So, and you know, then he's walking around. You know, it's like, wow. You know, we were in music last year, and there's a few thousand people, and I get off the stage after I go over some data, and one of the workers in the arena saw a patch on a table, put it on, and his pain that he had for 15 years went away. And you know, he came up and he's trying to tell people, etc. You know, Jay's, you know, walking around, and here, I think the guy telling Christoph about it, and I'm over here in this conversation. I'm just, holy smokes! And I said, "Hey, do you hear that guy? He just put it on, and he just, you know, what's it?" He goes, "Yeah." Okay. Again, skeptic by nature, but you're like, okay, something's going on. Okay, so let me go over. I'm sorry, we went over a lot of stuff, folks. So again, don't try and remember it. You're not gonna. But just again, know that it's in the public domain. You can look it up if you want to. But again, there's a lot of good data here. Okay, so what are the completed and ongoing studies that we have? We've done, again, a bunch. Some of these are completed, some of these are ongoing. I do it by the indication and the symptoms. And I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Toker. But Dr. Toker, you know, thank you for your talk. I mean, it helps all of us kind of understand. And again, not knowing that you will understand completely. I don't even understand it completely. But there's a lot of research going into it that we're trying to get better at. And again, piezo 1 and piezo 2 that Dr. Cook went over is a big part of really the underlying mechanism of action. So we studied the freedom patch and the pain. We studied the REM patch for sleep. We studied the peace patch, which is ongoing, which is just finished. That's the anxiety and stress. Super patch ignite study. We've done that. We're doing a metabolic study on. We're doing a liberty study. Again, we're doing a study with Dr. Toker for prevention of falls and risk for patients who are risk at falls for falls. And we're doing a study on victory patch. And again, the last three studies on there. The power up is with principal investigator Dr. Saker at the University of Arizona. He's medical director, has been medical director for several NFL teams. He's medical director for USA Olympics, USA Rugby, and he's medical director for University of Arizona with all the D1 athletes. And so we've just completed a study on the victory patch for endurance and performance, and that data will be coming out probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And we've also done with the victory patch a study called Victory with folks at the NHS, the National Health Service in London, which provides health insurance to all the UK citizens. And that's looking at VO2 max, which is the maximum rate of oxygen that you can take in during intense exercise. So they're working with the athletes, they're working with mountaineers, and also the Major League Soccer players. And we're also doing SpO2, which is a hypoxia, which is how low they can bring and restrict oxygen, and when they take it off, the victory patch, how quickly they recover versus the control patch. And then we're working with some current and future United States Air Force pilots with the focus patch. It's very of which my son's one of them. To see there's a lot of multitasking when you're doing these new generation aircraft, fighters or other, and we're trying to review, and some of the tests that they go through require a multi-level 5 multi-task tasks they time. And so we're looking to see if the focus patch actually reduces the time to complete those tasks with a certain amount of accuracy. So that'll be coming out also in the next few months. All these trials, some of them right now are on clinicaltrials.gov. That's the FP website for federal clinical trials. So you can look these up. You can see the outcomes. You can see what we're looking at. And more are going to be come online as we get those. So these are all public, federally approved studies. Principal investigators, we have a great high-level team. When I first started with Jay, I said, let me call one of my principal investigators. I agreed to do it. Let's see if one of my principal investigators and physicians who I know who are experts agree to do it. And Dr. Gooden, who's been the principal investigator for several of our studies, it's the director of pain palliative care at the University of Miami, internationally renowned pain physician. And I said, here's the patch, Jeff, and here's the idea. And all these guys have huge reputations to uphold. And he says, I'll do it on one condition. He doesn't know Jay, I didn't know Jay. And he said, I'll do it if Jay agrees that regardless of the results, positive or negative, we're publishing. So I said, okay. And some of these big studies and companies, sponsors who I've worked with Allergan, they say, yeah, no, we're surprising that data is negative. And there have been some that are negative. Work on it. And I went back to Jay. I said, Jay, I'll do it. Dr. Gooden, who's the expert in pain management, do it at your one condition. That we're going to publish the results regardless of whether or not it's positive or negative. He goes, yeah, okay. Okay. So again, which again gives me a little bit of a reaffirming sense of maybe there is something here, and let's look at it. I still didn't know. Most of the study, all of the studies that we do are by something called IRB approved, International Institutional Review Board approved for ethics and health and safety of the participant. They're either single, double, or triple blinded, meaning that either the patient doesn't know that they're getting it, the doctor and patient doesn't know what patch they're getting, or if they have a staff member who's actually giving the patch, the patient, the doctor, or the staff member doesn't know. And we've had a study right now. We're doing the triple blinded study. It's actually London study that we're doing. They're all minimal risk, no drug, minimally invasive, so it can be considered minimal risk. Two types of studies: observational, where we're asking the patients what their perceptions are on validated scales, in terms of scales that we use that have been used in 1,000 other studies. So we are not, or will ever be accused of making up subjective, non-subjective questions. And again, from an observational point of view, FDA came out with a guidance document about 3 or 4 years ago that says that's called real-world evidence in the normal course of business. That's very important to get what actually the real population thinks and reacts to the product. There's also a higher level of evidence, and we've done those observational trials with SuperPatch. It turned out positive. And now we're going to clinical trials with functional measurement, higher level of evidence where beyond and supplementary to those observational questions that we use with validated scales, we're actually taking functional measurements to validate some of those responses that they get. Again, pain is subjective. 4 level of pain to me, it might be a 2 level of pain to Jim over here, with a broken body. And so in order to kind of neutralize that and really coordinate the various responses, we do functional measurements, actual measurements of range of motion. with something called the bubbling clinometer, which shows it looks like there's another one that looks like a protractor, which shows range of motion on different things. There's another one called the shoulder test, which actually measures the distance in your lower back vertebrae in terms of how much you can bend before and after the treatment, both on the active and the controlled habits. And then with the elite athletes, we've done force plate, which is actually performance and actually timings and things of that nature. We just finished the study, as I said, University of Arizona to be with athletes with 80 athletes there. And then we also always have primary and secondary athletes. We looking at the inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria are usually the same for our studies with the SuperPatch. 18 to 85, able to provide informed consent, acknowledge what they're actually doing. Receive the patch, obviously, whether that be an active patch or a sham patch, control patch, depending on what symptom we're looking at. And in the exclusion criteria, we always exclude people who abuse drugs, etc. As Dr. Toker mentioned, exploring pregnancy. I don't think, again, as Dr. Toker thinks, it would have an effect on pregnancy. However, you don't want to have one person who has an issue with their fetus or baby and planes on. Same thing with people who have an existing or implantable pacemaker or defibrillator. Do I think it would affect them? No, I don't. But again, unless you're in a controlled setting and specifically looking at those two areas, it's safer to not do it and to get blamed later on. That's one of the reasons why somebody had an adverse reaction. Study duration is 14 days, usually 2 weeks baseline before they start the package. And then follow up with 7 days and follow up with that. 14 days. I'm going to go through these very quick. Dr. Coker, I agree with you. I do not like that intimidating time. I'm going to stop or just think we're playing it and then hopefully everybody looks that over. Harmony study pain. Okay, this is the pain study on the freedom patch. Study endpoints. We looked at how severe the pain affected their daily lives and how it interfered with their various components in their daily lives. The changes in medication, whether that be prescription or over the counter. If they were satisfied with it, and if there are any adverse events. How severe is your pain? Interference score looked at general activity, mood, sleeping, walking, relations with others, or enjoyment of life. Severity score. Okay, I'm going to fly through these guys. These are all published already, but again, giving you comfort that you've done the work already. Severity score. After 14 days, mean BPI, brief pain inventory severity score decreased 47%. P001. Stats. I don't like stats. Folks talk about her class and she didn't like it. I didn't like stats. Still don't like stats. That's why I couldn't have statisticians. P001. P001 is the best stat you can get. That means that there's 1 in 1,000 chance that the results are by chance. 1 in 1,000 chance that the results are by chance. Okay, that's that we can get. We had in the control group, there's a significant change. You can see by the graph there. Left is treatment, right is control after 14 days. Interference score, same thing. The interference score after 14 days went down, increased at 50%. It was statistically significant, 0.001 for all of those areas. Enjoyment of life, mood, activity, sleeping, walking, work. No change in control group. Pain medication groups. 14 days, 82% of treatment group patients reported a lot less use of good oral medications. No change in control group. Pain relief. What did the patients perceive that their pain level went? They reported a mean 27%, 6% pain relief from existing before they started the patch. After the patch, 7 days, 61% relief. After 14 days, 72% relief, 0.001. No change in control group. Physical activity. Light activity for at least 30 minutes, moderate or heavy physical activity. Light physical activity increased 0.001, moderate also increased, heavy increased, no change in the control group. Adverse events, out of 148 patients in the treatment group, there was only one reported adverse event. It was swelling. It was deemed not serious by the treating physician. They stopped. No side effects were reported in the control group. Now, will there be side effects? I don't know. I don't think there should be. In this particular case, they used a 3M adhesive, which is good. It's FDA approved. If you look actually at the studies of the 3M adhesive that they were going through the studies for that adhesive, how well it sticks, etc. They actually had some adverse reactions on the for irritation and rash. So we have to report it. Do I think it was because of the patch or the pattern? I think it was because of the adhesive. And you might get those. And again, it doesn't mean because we have another study, as I said earlier, that the patch doesn't work. And again, I'm not a sales guy. You guys are all salespeople. You're going to get people who you say there's studies, there's science, etc. As Dr. Toker said. You might not get the people to believe you, spend the energy, etc. Guess what? Well, it's not worth the energy. There's other people out there, and believe me, at some point they may be a converter to it, but somebody in their immediate family or somebody they know actually use it. But again, don't waste your time on the naysayers. It's a good one. How much science we have, how much validation, Dr. Toker and a great advisory team of physicians and principal investigators that we have, etc., and the experience of several million people. Something's happening, something's working, and I truly believe that. I can only talk to the patients who we study in the study. I cannot talk to anybody outside of that. And that goes to Dr. Toker's point as well. Don't make claims that you don't need to make that aren't true. You don't need to. And that's how, again, as Jay said, people are just waiting. We've gotten some of the calls, and they've called me in terms of, hey, can you go on video and talk about the study? Put them all right up at the end. That's what I did. And don't take my answer for that. Because that's traditionally what they do. I'm a journalist. I'm a healthcare journalist. So again, keep that in mind. Stay in the lane. Stay in your lane. There's no reason to embellish. There's no reason to go above and beyond what you know to try to convince somebody. It's not worth it, and it'll bite you in the ass later on. And it's the only swear word, I promise. Patient satisfaction at 14 days, patients were very, very satisfied. Sleep outcomes. Study endpoints, we're looking at, again, validated scale, sleep quality, time to fall asleep, length of sleep, at 8 weight, and during the night. PSQI scores for sleep in the treatment group over 14 days. Mean score decreased 56%, 0.001. Control group increased, it actually increased 11%, 0.001. Severity score. 14 days, each score increased 57%, 0.001. Results also showed a positive outcome in all measured QOL, all your life components from the daytime fatigue, mood, ability to function at work, daily chores, concentration, etc. Control group after 14 days, mean score increased 6%. Treatment group after 14 days, time to fall asleep. Study subjects fell asleep almost 50% faster. No change in control group. Length of 14 days, subjects showed increase 25% of sleep duration after 14 days. No change in the control group. Sleep quality, baseline 78% indicated they had fairly bad, very bad sleep after 14 days. 80% indicated fairly good, very good. No change in the control group. Changes in awakenings. Baseline 83%. They had trouble sleeping at least once, twice, or 3 more times a week. After 14 days, only 22% subjects reported trouble sleeping during that period of time. Control group, no change. Changes getting up to use the bathroom during the night. After 14 days, reduction of over 80%. Control group, no change. Stress anxiety. This study, and I just told Jay this morning, just got approved for publication in a peer-reviewed journal, the International Journal of Clinical Medicine. We looked at changes in the Pittsburgh sleep score, or actually the stress scale, and the SM, something called the SM-20. Looked at the prescription of OTC medications, patient satisfactions, any side effects. Study outcomes for anxiety and stress. Treatment group, after 14 days, the mean score increased 33%, 0.001, and that represents a reduction from a moderate level of stress to a low level of stress. No change in the control group. After 14 days, after those health domains that we looked at, physical functioning, role functioning, social functioning, mental health, health perception, and pain, we saw in the treatment group after 14 days, 23% increase in mental health domain. That's actually a positive result. Outcome, 0.001. After 14 days, also significant outcomes, 0.001 in the health perceptions domain. That's on the active tab. So the control group, no change in any of the domains. Medication use, no significant change in medication before. Actually, in the control group, they had actually an increase in medication at the end of the time frame of 8%. Change in other treatments. Treatment group actually showed an increase in various other activities, exercise, massage, yoga, swimming. While they were reducing their stress, they actually participated in extra activities or started new activities. Control group, no change. Patient satisfaction, 90% reported that they were satisfied. They would recommend it to family and friends. Control group, 97% responded that they were not satisfied. Clinical trials that we're ongoing right now. Restore study, that's again on the freedom patch and the REM patch, pain and sleep. That's what those functional measurements on the sleep side. I mentioned on the pain side, we're using those bubbling clinometers and Schober's test. For the sleep, we actually use something called a Whoop. Whoop is somewhat new. They actually have a big contract with the military. It actually, I also had a partner too, but it's actually reports and everything. And so we are studying what patients say they're feeling and what they think their results are with actual measurements. Is what their perception confirmed by the reality and the actual measurements. So this is looking at heart rate. This is looking at how many times they got up, how many, what their respiration rate is during the course of night, how many hours they slept. And the tech studies that's in October. This is the London Health Study. We're looking at this is their actual pictures from the lab. Those the athletes that are over there. We're actually going through the data right now. And we have publications. These are all public domain. We've been busy over the last 12 months. We presented at the World Congress of Institute of Pain, World Congress of Psychiatry in Mexico City, European Sleep Research Society Congress, and we just got accepted at the American Society of Sports Medicine annual meeting coming up in a couple months. Publications. We have presentations and publications. Besides the one I said it's coming out in a couple of weeks, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already in the public domain, all peer reviewed. Even all the posters that we're presenting at those major congresses are all peer reviewed in order to get it. And again, as I mentioned, the top one, Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care, it's called Decreased Anxiety through Case Control Comparison. And again, something I just told Jay this morning. As Dr. Coker alluded to, we know what happens on the skin with the piezo 1, piezo 2. We know what happens in the brain with the Brodmann areas and things of that nature. We have trouble knowing what's happening between the brain. So we got a group of physicians together, and I told Jay a few months ago, I said, I think we need this, and we're going to do it. He goes, do it, fine, do it. And this one is really a big deal. And this actually talks about the science of piezo channels and what that means in conjunction with haptotechnology. And so this is huge. This got approved this morning and will be in the peer reviewed journal probably next week. So this is piezo 1 and piezo 2. And this peer reviewed, I've done 60 or 65 peer reviewed journal articles. This was reviewed by 7 or 8 major reviewers, not only scientific, but clinicians. Very, very thoughtful questions. We responded to each and they approved it after some clarification from our side. In terms of that, again, they don't know SuperPatch. They are mentioned in reference to this article, which is a good deal. They don't know about a patch, but coming together and really referencing some of the existing knowledge about piezo 1, piezo 2, some of the ion channels and gateways and pathways to the brain. What we know, there's a lot that we still don't know. It's exciting stuff. So this is a major out of all of them. I'm proud of all of my publications that we've been able to do. That's huge. So again, Jay, good for you. So 000. So I'm out. Number one, thank you very much for inviting me. I love it. I learned a lot here. I love talking to all of you. Again, know that there's comfort, and hopefully it gives you comfort that there's a lot of science already behind it. We're learning more every single day, and we're finding out more. And I look forward to doing a lot more studies and presenting in the future to you. Just to get the opportunity to say hello to you and talk to you. So thanks very much.
Can you imagine trying to talk the way that he talks to your prospect? Like, we don't have to. He just gives us the research, and we just grab the nuggets and we run with this. Peter Hurwitz, thank you so much. One more time. When you break this whole thing down, people really want to do 2 things. They want to make some money, they want to have some fun. What comes first? Okay, people might want to do 2 things. They want to make some money, they want to have some fun. What comes first? Okay, this sounds like a light beer commercial. Let's fine, tastes great. People in life want to do 2 things. They want to make some money, they want to have some fun. You know what comes first? Having fun. Because if you guys can't find a way to make this fun, you won't stick around long enough to make money. All right, take a look at your phones. Remember when we used to say, take a look at your watches? Now we say, look at your phones, because that's not your test of time. All right, we are going to take a 10-minute break. 10 minutes does not mean 11. It means 10. So you don't have to leave the room.